Social enterprises face the most crunch in terms of capital, and for them fundraising is just not a matter of like scaling but also survival.
We've often seen that the CEOs of NGOs are split so thin that they're unable to actually think long term. Fundraising capability really frees up that bandwidth for the non-profit sector to grow. Fundraising is a very specialist area that requires deep thinking, sharing of ideas and knowledge, and also investment in skill building.
Over the last few years, there is an increasing recognition that fundraising is a core function of the organization. It is not a support function.
Obviously, you need a sharp theory of change, a strategy, a way to get things done. But to get your operations going, you're going to need the funds and you're going to need the people.
If you have a great product, but you're not marketing it and it's not driving the revenue, it's not driving the sales, then you are in a situation there.
I'm seeing a lot of good talent really doing fantastic things in the area of social impact. But at the same time, if you really want to scale, then having the right quantity of funds and having the right quality of funds, both is really important.
The typical problem that smaller social sector organizations face is that you get pulled into actually implementing your own programs and doing all of that without having the space to step back and raise money.
I think despite the fact that non-profits have done amazing work in India for several decades now, fundraising is something which is underinvested in. And I think having a conference like this, creating the space to have the conversation around that.
I think it's important to have dedicated space because it gives you a sense of community.
In the end, fundraising is a skill and it also flourishes in an ecosystem. So a space like this actually brings together NGOs and civil society organizations doing great work.
How different people have approached it, what has worked, what has not worked. So being able to hear all of that and then from there figure out and create your own strategies. This conference is a part of an ecosystem or system building that needs to happen so that fundraising as a profession grows.
At this event by ILSS, it is triggering so many thoughts in so many people. So you need to have this dialogue. Specifically on the dialogue that we are having today, we are saying that fundraising is a critical part of any social sector organization, of any of the work that we do. So just elevating that dialogue to saying that, this is not something that you do as an afterthought. I don't know why it becomes a separate topic when we start talking about social sector organization, because leadership counts and leadership matters. And we need it at all levels.
We need more such organizations to actually invest in building strong organizational capabilities in the sector, whether that's leadership, fundraising, or indeed other organizational capabilities.
I think the future fundraising really of access to funding really is about unlocking local sources of capital, looking at local government bodies as well as local industry, really to make efforts self-sustaining so that your organizations can exit and there is some kind of engine that continues to drive it that's locally invested in a particular cause.
There's going to be a lot more giving because we have now a lot of unicorns, a lot of young generational wealth coming along. So I'm very hopeful that there will be a lot more giving in India. I also feel that there will be innovative models like blended finance, social finance, encouraging private limited social enterprises, as scaling up some fantastic non-profit innovations as well.
FRC 2022 really was a celebration of the fundraising profession. We bring together all the various stakeholders in the development sector, from philanthropists, funders, founders, CEOs of non-profits, to really talk about this very, very important function of any organization, really the fulcrum of any organization, which is fundraising. We're delighted that we've had such a wonderful, positive response.